What is up, Stationeers? I am some guy, some game, and we're back here for another Let's Play on the moon. I talked about doing picking out a base and getting that started today. I decided to change plans uh, due to some recent additions. Wanted to go ahead and print off some elevators, and I'm going to make myself a mine shaft with an elevator leading me down. I'm going to try to save myself a little bit of time from having to run around outside the base all the time and figure out where the best door's at, and it just feels like a time waster. So let's dig straight down, and we're going to try to make a mine so we don't have to run so far from the base. That's the plan anyways. I haven't done it yet, so we'll see how it works. I'm going to put the first level elevator right here where I'm looking right now. We got a hole down here already. That's going to help get us started on the mine shaft. But I'm going to go ahead and continue printing off some elevators and get me, I don't know, I'm probably going to need around 15, I'd imagine. I think, let's see, you can do stacks of 5, yep. So I'm going to put that in my backpack. I want about 15 of them. Might have a few extra left over, but I'd rather have extra than not enough. That's typically the best way to do things, in my opinion, is have a couple extra. That way you don't have to run back and do it all the time. But if you are low on resources, you may not want to do that strategy. You might want to just print what you think you're going to need and then do it that way. I'm going to grab this. I'm also going to need a good amount of cable because we're going to have to wire it up for it to work properly. And apparently I'm out of resources. Let's head up here and check and see what we ran out of. Exactly. Elevators take gold, copper. I don't know if you can see that real well. Let me aim it over here. Gold, copper, steel, and solder. I have plenty of everything but gold. So let's run down here, see if I can't find a little bit more gold so we can print off a few more of these. There we go. Thought I had a little bit more ready. I'm probably going to have to go grab some more here shortly. Let's toss that in our chute right there. Print off a couple more of these. Head back down here, grab them. I got the cable printed off somewhere. I'll have to go find it real quick, but it's not too far away. And then I'm going to get started digging here in the morning. I wanted to go ahead and just start the video here when I was getting this stuff ready. I'm probably going to put a cut in and come back in the morning when I get started on the actual mine itself. I might start a little bit before morning. Let's toggle that off. 15 should be plenty. Well, 16 I guess. 16 will work just fine. Like I said, having a few extra isn't a big deal. I might go ahead and, rather than take up the backpack space, toss that in here for now. Grab it if I need it later. Let's look around for that cable. I know should be around here. Yep, there it is. Let's swap that in my... You know what? It's not in my belt yet. I'm going to put that in my backpack. My belt is in my pocket of my uniform, so I'm not going to mess with that. I'm just going to throw it in my backpack. That'll do just fine. I also wanted a portable light. I have the battery already for it, but that's going to be very handy when we're digging down into a hole and it gets nice and dark down there. Having a portable light will help. I think that needs to be done from the hydraulic pipe bender. I'm almost positive, actually. So I'm going to drop my stuff out of there. You got to watch out for that solder. I have had that roll away on me. That's probably the biggest downside to having... I think it can roll right under here. Let's give it a try and see what it does. Oh, of course, it just missed it. Let's try one more time. That's not the direction I wanted you to go. Let's try kicking it. That's not working either. Let's tell you what, one more time. How about... There we go. I can tell it does roll underneath it. Might not have been the ideal way of checking, but it worked. Alright, so yes, it can and will roll away on you, so be careful with the solder. What did we need here? I was going for... I completely forgot. Let me pop these up here for just a second. Oh, the portable light. That's what we were going for. I'm probably going to need these, actually. Let's grab them. Toss it in here. This is what ends up happening a lot with me. I throw stuff, put it away, move it back, grab it over here, forget it. It's a process. That's why I've always recommended just getting as many ores together as you can and toss them in all your machines, and you really don't have to worry about it as much. We need them in our hydraulic pipe bender. Let's see what it needs first before I go start throwing stuff in there. We are looking for portable light. I know it's in here. Just gotta find it. Probably passed it right away. Let's see. Iron and copper. Surprisingly does not take a lot of either. I expected a little bit of gold in there, maybe even steel, who knows. But one of these should be enough. These are handy if you haven't built any of them. I recommend having one handy, that way you can carry it, you can hold it in your hand, put it in your pocket, drop it on the ground, set it up. They're pretty nifty for just having a little bit of light when you need it, so you don't have to run down your suit battery all the time. Alright, that's done. Let's flip that off. I suppose I could have went down there and waited for it, but I have batteries already. I have the battery already ready down here, so let's pick that up before we pick this up, just to make it nice and easy. And I think that's mostly what I need to get started here. Got my cable. Let's go ahead and toss the ores back in the locker. Sounds good. And I am going to put in a brief cut. Oh yeah, I wanted to mention that I went ahead and reworked this. Simple little fix. That's how I always do things. I come up with an idea, put it down, and then I have to tweak it a little bit. I know I mentioned that before. I'm not going to go back on repeating myself here, but this is a lot nicer. I could have faced it this way too, so it dropped the stuff here rather than here. It's fine this way. I'm happy with it. Works just great. So I will be back with you in just a minute. As a matter of fact, I'm going to grab some more iron. I think that it's back here. Yep, hiding from me. Alright, I'll see you in just a second. Alrighty, and I've went ahead and got everything around I think I'm going to need. I'm not 100% on it all, but we're going to start by putting down the elevator level the way I would like to have it, and then the shaft is going to drop down from here. That way we can just hop in here, go down into our mines, toil for a little while, get some ores, and come back up and be ready to go, get them smelted for us. There's a hole here, which is awesome. That's going to help at least a little bit getting down there. You got to be careful with holes, though, as maybe you've seen before. Yeah, I don't recommend jumping in without knowing how deep they are. Can lead to some unintended consequences. I'm going to put down a mine shaft here and possibly down here. But since the sun is being a little stubborn and hasn't came up yet, I was hoping it was going to pop up here before I got too far into talking here. But I'm going to flip on my portable light anyways. We're going to be going into a hole, so it's not going to hurt to have that on. Make sure you get the right spot selected. Pick it up, put it in your hand, you're good to go. I'm going to try to slide smoothly down. Oh, well, okay. That didn't happen. But let's put the next shaft in right here. And this is going to work as a guide for me to know where I need to dig at and all that fun stuff. I'm not worried about having a little bit of extra space around here. I need the little bit in the back of it here for the wiring. And I don't mind having a little bit on the front, so I'm going to try to just kind of do a circular hole around and just keep digging down until I figure out where I want to stop and put a level at. We'll see as we go. I'm going to quit. If I can quit sliding here, I don't want to put one here yet because that's going to block me. So let's put these back in my backpack, grab my drill out. Yep, the sun. I think the sun's finally up. Yeah, it is. Well, that's good, I guess. Getting some solar energy coming in. Let's grab out my miner. Kind of use this as a guide as to where I'm gonna start my mining adventure here. I have jetpack fuel so I can get out if I need to. Make sure you got it. You don't want to get stuck in a giant hole and have to dig your way out and possibly run out of batteries or have to ruin your whole area. Oh, there's a little bit of iron right there. And have to ruin your area just to dig yourself a ramp out of here. So be prepared if you can. Try to make sure you have everything before you get down here. Jetpack fuel is one of those things you definitely want to have. Like I said, I'm going to make a little bit of room on this front part. I don't want too much, though. I think that's probably as far as I want to go. So I'm going to try to limit the amount of hole I dig here just by not being crazy, I guess. We found some iron already. I'll go ahead and gobble a little bit of that up while I'm mining. Always use a little extra iron. And keeping an eye on where my shaft is and just where I want to put this stuff. This isn't the most glamorous way of doing things, but I think it's going to work just fine. You know, once I saw the elevators were in the game, well, at least they're on the beta branch currently, and I went ahead and put myself into the beta branch. That way I could use them, because elevators are cool. And I was hoping they were going to be added. I was excited about ladders. I'm much more excited about the elevators. We'll test them out here shortly, hopefully, and I'll have myself a nice mine to come down into and get all the ores I'm going to need. That's the plan anyways. We'll test it out together. We'll see how it works. If it fails, then, well, I can save you a little bit of time too, hopefully. I'm going to keep digging this down a little bit. I don't want to bore you too much with just me spinning circles here with a miner. So I will come back to you here just shortly once I get a little bit more of this dug out. Alright, I thought this would be a good place to start putting in a little bit more shafts, see how far down they're going to go. Not too far down below the ground just yet. I'm probably going to go ahead and put a level in right where I'm standing. I don't think I need to do anything too special to put that in, but I'm going to put in a couple levels. That's the plan. So I will need one here and then need to keep going below it. So having these handy with you, that way you can see where you're digging and how you're going to do it, is a smart thing to do in my opinion. And I'm going to need plenty of room to put these cables down through here. I'm going to keep at it, and I will be back with you here. I just wanted to show you. Yeah, I mean, I just dug a little bit more and put down these shafts, but wanted to keep you in the loop, so I will see you in a second. Work continues on the mining shaft I am building here. I put in a floor up there where I said I was going to, and I've continued down here. I did find a little bit of a cavern. Not much in it, just looks like a big empty room. So I'm going to keep moving along, and digging out a little bit more of this. I am down to 7 elevators. I plan on not going terribly deeper, but I'll probably do maybe somewhere around 5 more levels. We'll see how it works out here. I'm going to keep digging. I just wanted to keep you in the loop, show you what I'm doing, and, well, toiling away here at the massive hole, I guess. So I'll see you here in a second. Alright, I'm just getting to the end right now. I can always make this deeper later if I need to, but for now, I think this is going to be as deep as I'm going to go. I'm not quite sure how many. I guess I have all of them down, so that would put us at 16 shafts. Well, I have 15, so it should be 15 down, because I had one up at the top I put up there. Something like that, so we're pretty deep down. I'm going to mine this out just a tad bit. I don't want to go crazy, but I'll probably put a floor in over here. I'll figure it out a little bit later. That's not my concern right at the moment. My biggest concern now... Wow, that just opened up. Now, I'm going to be very cautious here for obvious reasons. Let's flip off the miner. I'm going to go ahead and put that away, actually. And we did find some iron and coal, so that was a bonus. Let's flip on my headlight. Oh yeah, that's actually a pretty deep hole there. That'll be something to explore, I guess, for the mine. Once I get that all set up, and there's another one over here, if I can get unstuck there. Give us something to look at and do down here. I've also got a couple more levels. I plan on putting a platform and trying to dig out. I want to see what I'm finding at different levels. I know there's ores out there. I just want to find them without having to run 15 miles from my base and dig a bunch of holes all over the place. You know, this might be a really good way of doing it rather than the other way. I am going to start the wiring process here very, very shortly. I got multiple lights on, actually. Probably not necessary. I'm going to start, once I get myself unstuck, I'm going to start heading up here doing the wiring. I have a decent amount of cable on me, but I get the feeling that it's probably going to take more than I have. I actually want to mine out just a little bit more back here. Another thing you always want to keep in mind with this mining is you can't put stuff back just yet, so try not to go too crazy, because you can always take away a little bit, but you can't add any more back. That's good advice for a lot of things, but in this situation it's good here to know too. And I got to get that power cable exposed right here. I might just start from the bottom, work my way up. I don't know. It's going to be somewhat difficult because I'm going to have my jetpack on. I'll figure it out. I might just dig me a little rivet in the side and see how that's going to work. I'm going to spare you the nitty-gritty details at the moment. I will come back and show you once I got a little bit of progress made. That way we can see how well this is all going to work out in the end. My goal is to get this functional and write it from the top to the bottom before the end of this video. That's the goal anyways. Hopefully that's where we end up. We'll see you in a second, and I will see you then. Alright, I made it back to the top just in time for the sun to be coming up. And I left my lights on all night. That's not good for power. I recommend turning them off. I think I've mentioned that before though, but it's always a good idea. That way you can maximize your power. I'm having a hard time getting up to that third battery. It seems like I'm using about enough to keep it somewhere around this second battery. But leaving my lights on all night definitely isn't helping anything. I have my shaft all the way from here all the way down. I don't want to fall in there. I will show you that in a minute. I got some of the wires hooked up. I wanted to power up my battery while I'm up here. I'm definitely going to need, well, I don't know. I might not need a little bit more cable. We'll find out. I know I have some. Let's toss that on the ground. I have some in my belt. Let's grab that out, toss that down. Having my mining belt, I'm probably going to go ahead and leave that. Well, you know, actually, I'm going to switch out my mining belt. That would be a good idea while I'm standing here. And nope, can't put solder as my mining belt. It's too dark in there. Can't see what's in there. Let's switch that out, grab my cable. Should have just a couple, well, just one left. So that worked out fine, I guess. Hopefully this will be enough. Can't see, that's a data port right there. We want to do junctions. This is how I did it down through it. Find the power port, put a junction in, and then I'm going to go ahead and fill in those gaps in between. This makes it a little bit easier. And you can see I got right down there, I got them all running down the whole thing. I know I don't want to fall in just yet, but I'm just going to fill in those gaps with straight wires. That hopefully will hook everything up the way I'd like it. I haven't used this yet. I think you only need to have power hooked up. We're going to find out. I'll let you know for sure because if I don't, it's going to be a burden to go back down and hook up all the data to it. I might need to, might be able to get away without doing it. We'll find out here soon. Pick this back up. I want to grab this, get this thrown back in here. It always helps to be prepared. Maybe have an extra battery if you got one. Put it in your backpack. These small cells really aren't worth the effort to even carry for the most part. They die so fast that your best bet's to just start swapping them out with large cells. First chance you get. I'm going to keep working on wiring this up. I know this hasn't been the most exciting Let's Play, but this was something I really wanted to try out. And I wanted to see if this was going to work. Hopefully maybe I'll get a little bit of mining done too after this, and we can see how well it's working with that. Because this is going fairly quick. So, and then putting these cuts in is helping a lot to keep this time down. That way we're not all bored out of our minds watching me with a jetpack flying up and down putting cable in. I will be back with you here soon. And it is dark once again. But I needed some cable. I'm gonna grab this. I ran out just before I finished up. I gotta finish wrapping up the top part of it. And we should have a working elevator. I'm kind of excited. I want to see if it works properly. I haven't used it yet. This will be a good time to test all that out. You know what? I think it's going to be easier if I hop up here and do it. I'm going to just bring it up here, wrap it along the top of the roof. I'm going to have a gap there. I'll fill that in after I get done. I like to do things, as I've mentioned many times before, the simplest way possible. Sometimes it's at the expense of making it look a little nicer. But what I recommend doing is, if you get in a hurry like me or just don't care, you can do it the simple, easy way. Or later, if you do it this way to begin with, you can just fix it later. That's typically how I would end up doing this, is get it done right away, test everything out, make sure it's going to work. And then later, I can change it up however I'd like. Now I have some old cable. It's connected down here. I have some old cable running along here. I'm just going to use this. I had some stuff hooked up inside the base that I unhooked, and lucky for me I left the cable out. So now I can easily hook this up without having too much fuss. And once I get this next piece down, that should do it. I don't want to risk damaging my suit, so I'm going to walk down like a normal person would. And let's put that up here. Bingo, that should be it, I think. Let's head over here. Oh, yep, my elevator light is on, or the call button is on. And this is it, the inaugural run of my new elevator mining shaft. I think elevators are a cool addition. We can do a lot of stuff with them. I'm excited. It gives me a lot of ideas as a person who likes to design different things. So let's find out how this is going to work. cool so far. And I wouldn't mind putting some lights down through here. I'm probably going to do that. I've already got power running down the whole side of the base, so why not? And this took me to the first level that I put in, which I'm going to put in a steel frame here, and then we're going to start the mining that way. Let's go down to the next one. Level 4, apparently. This is pretty cool, actually. I really like this. I wonder how much power this is taking, though. If I had my tools on me, I could check, see how much for sure. Almost there. You can see the other level down there. And let's go down to level 0. The elevators really excite me, along with the rover that I'm hoping we see here shortly. These things are all really great additions to an already great game. I'm glad to see them in it. Alright, yeah, I'm really happy with this. I really am. If you can't tell. I need to explore this a little more without getting myself murdered. That is a big hole. Wow, that is really big, it looks like. Could be deceiving, though. It might not be as big as it looks. Looks like it's narrow and narrow on the right. I'll check it out later. I'm just really excited to have this working right now. If I can get back in it. We'll do a little hop. Get back up. Let's head back to the top. That was the first run of my elevator. I'm excited to see it, and you just keep hitting the button and it'll pass those levels for you. Some lighting in here would be nice too. Maybe there's a way to do that. I don't know. I don't know what these little slots are. They don't look like lights, but then again, I don't know. They might be. Maybe you got to add in the data, turn them on. I might just be thinking a little too much about it. Maybe you got to add in your own, which is probably how I'm going to handle it. When I get down to those levels, I'll definitely have some lights run. That's the plan. Alright. So the inaugural run is finished. I'm going to go ahead and dig a little bit of mining stuff here. I want to grab a few more parts, get them together before I head down in there. And I will come back with... We'll go down there together. We'll put it that way. I'll see you here in just a second. Alright, and I went ahead and grabbed some steel sheets and some construction kit walls. I'm going to use those for now just as a temporary rigging. Let's head down to the first level. Or, well, the 9th level, if you want to be technical about it. But the first level you can head to down into the mine shaft. Stand clear. Sounds like a good idea to me. Keep your arms and legs inside. They don't look like it would be too friendly to them. Let's put down one of these. This is just a simple, easy way to do it without having to weld anything. And you can just walk off. I'm going to do this real quick down each level. Just for a... Did it work? There we go. Just for something to stand on at the moment. I'm very excited about this. I know I've said that several times, but I like this. This is cool. This is really cool. This is something I would have really wanted in the game if anybody had ever asked. So I'm just glad to see that the devs are putting in stuff like this without people even needing to really ask for them or the need for them. It's just cool to me. I really enjoy having options to build and explore things. Am I at the bottom already? Apparently I am. Well, that wasn't too bad. I'm going to go back up. I'm probably going to expand this. This was really easy to build, to be honest. It's definitely been worth the effort, I think. I'm going to put these in my belt. I'm going to swap for this. And I left my miner up there, but I'm going to go ahead and head up and grab that, I guess, because I'm going to need it. And I just like riding the elevator. Who am I kidding here? This is just fun. I could probably do this all day, but I'm going to check my power when I get up there. I wouldn't be surprised to see that my power has been being drained. It's worth it. That's all I'm going to say. Now, what does this do? Activate. Alright, well, I don't know. Mess with it later. I need you, and I want to look at the power. Oh yeah, we're looking good. That was full, so I've used a little bit of power riding up and down, but not much, honestly. And I can always add another panel or two pretty easily to my setup, and I would probably not have any power issues. Let's head down another level. Well, we'll stop at 9. And if you wanted to make this, you know, I just kind of put them in. I wasn't sure where I wanted to be. There's a lot of good areas to mine that I've just drove by on my little elevator here. So you could easily put in some more levels, give yourself more room to expand and mine. I don't know the best way to do underground mining. I know it's pretty nifty that the sun's shining through the dirt there. They're giving me a little bit of light for free. Probably can turn off my headlight for a minute. Definitely not not something that you should count on because it's not supposed to be happening. But it's always cool when you get a little bonus. Here's a little cavity. I'm hoping to find some ores. I really don't know what's down here, but from what I've seen, it seems to be randomly put in ores in basically anywhere. So I don't see no reason why I won't find any somewhere. That's the plan anyways. Oh, speaking of the devil, we got a little bit of iron popping out. That's what I wanted to see. I'm going to drop this for a second and grab out another. This is bugging me a little bit. I don't like falling in holes, so I'm going to cover this up to make the likelihood of that happening a lot less. And if you're really worried about it, there's no reason to even have this open anymore. You can just cover it all up. Your elevator can handle going down without having to have this big open. This is probably a good idea. That way, if you do fall down the shaft, this can save you from having to fall all the floors all at once. As always, do it however you like or whatever you think's best. I almost fell off that. I think this is a good idea. I might leave the one gap open there where the cables are running through, just so that that's... I probably could put one of these on here and it wouldn't hurt it. Let's check it out and see what happens. Yeah, and I can just remove that when I need to. I'll leave it like this. I kind of like this. This is our first floor. I'm going to go ahead and do this probably for a lot more of it. But this is the basic concept and idea. I think it's pretty neat. Add in a couple portable lights. Put one on each level maybe. Add in a battery charger down here. I'm going to set this up a little bit more. That's the plan. We're going to deck it out. We're going to make it be a cool mine. I probably should bring my miner with me. Didn't find too much. I found a little bit of iron. I'm going to leave that there to remind me that there's some iron there. And we're going to head down to the next level. So far, so good. I'm happy with the results. It's a little dark down here. That's the only thing. I could correct that with my portable light here. Let's flip it on. Voila, let there be light. Let's turn this on and do a little bit of mining straight ahead. Always be mindful of where your miner is at, because you can always dig yourself a hole that you can't undig. So if you aim it at the ground, you're gonna have to, you're gonna have a hole. So keep that in mind. Oh, we got speaking of holes, an even bigger hole right in front of me. So yeah, my point with all that, oh, there's some gold. That is always what I like to see. This is already working out. I'm pretty happy with this. I think we're gonna be pretty successful at this mine. I can dig basically anywhere I want. I'm not sure how supports work at the moment. They might add in something like that later. For now, I don't think you need to worry about putting in any supports or keeping anything from collapsing on you. I think you're going to be just fine. So this should work out. Let's go down one more level. So far, so good. We found iron and gold just in the first little bit of digging in each area. That's what I wanted to see. I'm glad it's working out like that. I was worried that maybe when I got down here, there wouldn't even be any ores to mine. Let's look in here. Get my head, shove it in here. Looks like there isn't much in here. Let's dig it out anyways. This will be a good way to start. Head this way, or I can head over this way. Let's do a little bit more. This one I don't like. It's scaring me, actually. It looks pretty steep down there. Let's turn on the jetpack and head down. We're gonna be a man. Wow, that is deep. What is this? That is a scary black hole. Is this the bottom of the world? We may have just found the bottom of the world. That's scary. That's very scary. I definitely don't want to get into that. I'm going to go ahead and keep my distance from this for now. Let's not come down here. You know what? I can save my game, and we're going to jump in there. How about that? Now that my game is saved, I don't have to be such a wuss. Let's see what happens. Oh yeah, this is the bottom of the universe. That is for sure. So there you go. I guess I couldn't go much deeper than I already went. Be wary of giant black holes that lead into nothingness. That's my tip of the day for you. Definitely not looking good. We're going to get out of here and just try to stay out of this area as much as possible. And my jetpack was not on, so I look like an idiot just jumping up and down. So there you go. You can bottom out yourself in the world. Be careful with that. I'm not going to go any deeper than this. At least that's the plan. And I'm going to probably put up something here to block this, because I don't want to fall through the universe. That's definitely a goal of mine, is to stay alive and not fall into giant holes that lead into nothing. Alright, sorry about that brief cut there. Now that we've uncovered a hole to the center of the hollow moon. Oh no, there we go. Alright. Well, I didn't want to come back down here, but hollow moon has been confirmed. We can go ahead and get out of our mine. And I'm probably going to wrap it up for this video here shortly. We've accomplished basically everything I wanted to accomplish. I wanted to get back into my elevator first. There we go. I'm probably going to need to mine out this corner. I'm glad it worked and didn't bork up or do anything crazy on me. That's another thing about this game that I like, is it seems to be pretty stable with this kind of stuff. Physics and things like that don't seem to do anything too crazy, other than the occasional item falling through the planet, which is annoying, but either way, it's not too bad. I think this was a pretty successful endeavor, and I'm going to go ahead and deck out my mine here. Probably in the next video, we're going to add in a little bit more. I'm going to put in lights, things like that. I might have it done. I might show you it. We'll see how it goes. I know I need to get some more ores together, but we're going to get the new base started here. That's the plan. I wanted to play around with the elevators a little bit first and get that taken care of because, well, they're cool. I've said that before, and I'll say it again many times. I love the elevators. I think they're really neat. So any questions, like always, let me know. And if not, I will catch you here very shortly on the next video.